So I just want to show you guys the same question can be used using TVM solvers on your calculator. So what is TVM solver? You can access it clicking on apps and then enter at finance. The first one is your TVM solver. So you can enter all your values in this. First you have to understand what these things are. So let's cover our all notations first. The first number here is N. N is total number of payment periods. So in our problem, if you remember, we were doing 6 years, 6 payments, annual payments. So total payments were 6. So N has to be equal to 6 in our case. The next is I is the percentage rate given as the percent. So you do not have to change it as in the question. You do not have to change it if you're putting it in the calculator. So in the calculator, you will be putting I percent same as it was given. So what was it given to be? 8. So exactly the same value. What is the present value in your account? You just started making the payments. So the first year there is nothing. So remember, let's make our problem one more time. We had 6 years total. At the end of every year, we were making a payment of 1500, right? And bank was giving us 8% interest that we wrote. So total how many payments? 6 payments. So N is the total number of payments. I is the interest rate bank gives you. Present value. In the starting, at where we started this account, we had nothing in your account, right? So the present value was 0. In the starting, there was nothing in the account. Let's talk about next PMT. PMT is your the amount of each payment which you are depositing in the account. So in this case, how much is the amount of each payment? That is $1,500. We are making $1,500. So this number is called PMT, the payment. Then we have future value. We still do not know what future value is. We're going to leave it to be 0 right now. Next is payment per year. How many payments we are making per year? Because we were making annually one payment, so that has to be 1. Next is compounding per year. Compounding per year meaning how is the interest compounded? The interest was also compounded annually in this case, so that has to be 1 also. Last one, they say, are you paying payment at the end or the beginning? Meaning the payment is made at the end of the period or the beginning. So here you see at the end of the first year we make the payment. Every year at the end of the year we make the payment. So we have to highlight this portion, the end one in your calculator. Let's enter those values. So at N we have 6. At I, remember the I percentage is to be written as the given percentage. You do not convert it into decimal or the period. Present value is 0. There was nothing in the account when you started. The payment is given to be 1500. The future value is 0 right now. We will come. And when you are done entering everything, what do you have to calculate? The question is to find the future value, right? The question was to find the future value. This was our unknown thing. So when you are done entering all that in the calculator, you go back at the future value, press alpha and then press enter, and that would give you the answer. What did we get? 11,003.89. It's the same answer we were getting before. It is just that in the calculator, you see the answer is coming negative. That is just in the programming of the calculator. So you have to ignore it. The answer is 11,003.89. Same answer as we got from our formula and from our analysis. Let's see that. So we just did that. You see, at that time also using the formula we got the same answer, and we did analysis that also gave us the same answer. So these were the three different ways how you can solve this kind of problem. But once you learn how to use the calculator TVM solver, it gets very easy. For that, you just need to practice and know what are these terms. Okay. So I'm going to show you one more example using the calculator. Let's read the second example. A rookie player in the National Football League just signed his first 7-year contract. To prepare for his future, he deposits 350 350 at the end of each year for 7 years in an account paying 4.1% compounding annually. How much will he have on deposit after 7 years? So let's understand all the terms which are asked if we have to use the TVM solver. Let's see this question using TVM solver. Okay, what do we need to know? What is N? He is making payments at the end of each year for 7 years. So how many payments he will be making? 7. What is the interest rate bank is giving? 4.1% compounded annually. Annual payment and annual compounding. Next, what is in his account right now? Nothing. He is just starting this account. So present value is 0. Payment. How much is his payment? He's making payment of 350,000. Future value. Right now, let's just keep it 0. We are going to calculate it. We are going to come back to it. We have to calculate. So that is an unknown here, right? So let's put a question mark there. We have to find the future value. How much will be your deposit after 7 years? Meaning we have to find future value. That is your unknown. Okay. Next, we have the question is payment per year. How many payments is making per year? Annual payments of 350,000, meaning one payment per year, and compounding per year is also 1, and at the last one it's always gonna be end in your course because we are only dealing with ordinary annuities. So always just highlight the end. So the payment is made at the end of year. So when you are done entering all these, you go back here, press alpha and press enter, and you will get your answer. Let's see on your calculator. So we have our TVM solver open. I'm going to show you one more time how to do it. Press apps, enter at finance, enter TVM solver. That is your TVM solver. So you have to correctly enter your variables. N is 7, press enter. I is 4.1. I'm saying repeatedly, do not convert it into the decimal number. Present value is 0. Payment is 350,000. Future value, right now we do not know. So I'm going to leave it to be 0. Payment per year is 1. Compounding per year is 1. Payment is at the end of the year. Now I go back up at the future value because that is unknown. That is what we have to find, right? So I'm going to press alpha and enter, and I'm gonna get my answer. So what does that gives me? That the future value is given to be this. So at the end of 7 years, he will have this much money in his account if he keep paying 350,000 every single year in that account, which is compounding annually at 4.1%. Let's read the next question. Allison opens a money market account at Silvergate Bank in July 2016, offered a rate of 1.1%. Assume Allison contributes $950 a month. So that is our payment. It is a monthly payment, you see, to account that the interest rate stays at 1.11% compounded monthly for next 10 years. What will be the value of the account in 10 years? Let's do our first part of the question. Let's calculate everything according to our TVM solver first, right? Let's see. The first thing is N. She is making monthly payments. How many months in a year? 12 for next 10 years. How many total payments there will be? 10 times 12. So N is 120. Do we understand? Next, let's get our TVM solver so we know what is to be found. Press apps, finance, TVM solver. N is this. What is I? I is 1.11%. So you just type I as 1.11. Present value in her account right now is 0. She doesn't have anything in her account right now. Payment, how much payment she is making? $950 every month. Future value is to be found. That is your question. Payment per year. How many payments she's making per year? She's making 950 1 month. That means in 1 year she's making 12 payments, and compounding per year is also done 12 because it is compounding monthly, remember? So let's enter all that and calculate future value. So N is 120, I is 1.11, present value is 0, payment is $950, future value is to be calculated, payment per year is 12 payments per year, and compounding is done monthly, so 12 compoundings per year, and payment is at the end of the period. So we go back to calculate the future value, press alpha and enter. What do you get? So that means we have our answer here. At the end of 10 years, she will have how much money in her account? This much money we got from the calculator. She will have in her account at the end of 10 years. Let's read part B. Suppose that after 10 years, Allison receives this much amount in a money market account that pays. Now she saved this much, right? Do you see? This is the same number. So she puts this money market that paid 1.24%. Now she takes that money, puts into an account which pays 1.24. She finds another account, compounded monthly. If she continues to deposit 950 a month into the new account, how much would she make total after additional 5 years? So let's do that. Part B, using TVM solvers. What is N now? For next 5 years, every month she's still putting the payments, right? So 5 times 12, 60 more payments. Do you understand? I now is 1.24. Present value. Now in this case, she had this much money saved, so she put this much money in her account. At the present value is there. Payment, she's keeping on putting the payment in there. So she's continuing to add $950 every month still. We have to find the future value. So that is our unknown. So we leave it whatever it is 0. Payment per year is still going on in 12 and compounding is still at annual, compounding monthly. So it is still 12, right? So we have to go back and calculate future value. So let's press apps in our calculator, TVM solver. So I entered all these values here in my TVM solver, and now I go back up and future value, press alpha and enter, and I get my future value of the account. So that should be my answer here. We have this much money in the account at the end of 5 years.